Okay, here goes. Hello everybody, it's me, Luke, the Yorkshireman Reacts, and of course, you know that. And today I'm making a video that I felt it was time for me to make, because, as I'm sure you guys on YouTube have noticed, over the last month and a half, at least, things have been different. There's been a difference, hasn't there? There's been less content, less frequent content, and I haven't been posting anything on the community tab either. You know, I just haven't been around. Not replying to comments, not liking comments. I mean, I've just been on the studio and liked a few comments and replied to one or two before I started making this. But, you know, as a whole, I just haven't been on YouTube. And you guys, I feel it's only right that you guys get to know the reason why that has been the case. So, I'd say since about a week or so before Christmas, between then and up to, well, the current minute, has been probably the worst, one of the, if not the worst and toughest times of my life. Because something has happened that has been so serious that it is the reason why there's been no content. And is basically what that thing is. Now, on Patreon, I've already posted something, and I've posted something on my personal Facebook page as well. You probably guess what I'm going to say by the picture. But anyway, so before Christmas, my granddad went into town to pick up a prescription from the chemist because he was supposed to have a dentist appointment on that day, but the dentist cancelled it because they were ill or whatever. And he took the bus into town, went to the chemist, picked up his prescription, according to my grandma on that day. I mean, my granddad, he's been ill a lot over the last couple of years. You know, he's had times where, you know, he spends half the day in bed, or he can't do anything beyond doing what you need to, making a cup of tea, just sitting watching TV. Not good. But on this day, my grandma pointed out that he was bright, energetic. He felt well enough to go into town on his own on the bus, not ask my mum for a lift, which she could have done, or get a taxi, which she usually does, or get a taxi, which is also an option. No, he wanted to get the bus and then walk all the way to the doctor's, which for an 83-year-old man with advanced COPD is quite a walk. Yeah, he felt well enough to do that. And then when he got back from the doctor's, returned to the bus station, he had a fall in the bus station, and an ambulance was called. He was rushed to hospital, and he had tests done, which found he had broken 3 ribs and punctured his lung. Now, I don't know if there's any doctors or nurses watching, or anybody who's got any kind of knowledge in medical science, but I don't think I need to explain why a punctured lung for somebody with advanced COPD, someone who's had emphysema and bronchitis for the last, 5-10 years, it's not good. And he was in hospital, and the biggest problem we thought that this whole thing was going to create at that time was that he wasn't going to be home for Christmas, which was the case. He was in hospital over Christmas, so we didn't have our family Christmas. I remember doing the Christmas shopping, and my granddad is one of the gifts that I put the most thought into. I decided that I was going to look for a properly nice bottle of gin and buy it for him, which I did. I bought a bottle of, is it the Botanist gin or Botanic? It's a really nice bottle. Anyway, I put a lot of thought into it. I bought him a bottle of gin, and I thought he'll really enjoy it because he loves a gin and tonic. It's his favourite drink. Anyway, there's that. That's what I bought for him for Christmas. Anyway, he was in hospital over Christmas, no family Christmas, so my grandma and my dad came down to our house and we made Christmas dinner and had it here. And then they went to hospital to visit him after. I had to stay here to look after the dog. You can't take a dog into a hospital. Anyway, he had a stint in hospital and then he came home. They said, he's well enough to go home now. And we thought, oh good. Well, at least I did. I thought, oh good. He's going to be able to come home. That's good news. But then 2 days later, it was quite late in the evening. What was it? It was after 9 anyway. Me and my mum had been watching. We'd had our dinner together in the front room whilst watching telly. We'd watched something, and then we went to bed. Went to our bedrooms at least. And then not long after I'd come into my bedroom, sat down, settled down, turned my TV on, found something to watch, I hear her on the phone shouting me, telling me that she's got to go up to my grandparents because my grandma's just rung out saying that my granddad's ill, she's worried about him, I think you need to come up and take him back to the hospital, which she did. And when he got back to the hospital, they decided that they were going to keep him in again. And this time, it was worse. And anyway, I feel like I'm turning this into such a long story. It's just because this whole thing, I don't even know where I am in terms of processing this whole thing. I just don't know where I am. I mean, I regularly have instances where I don't even know what day it is at this point. But yeah, at one point on the, I think it was on the 9th or the 10th of January, they did some tests and they found that, by the way, sorry, the punctured lung that they discovered in his first stint in hospital, they also discovered that was filling his lung up with blood and fluid. So he basically had an edema and he couldn't breathe. And the second time when he went in, he literally couldn't breathe without oxygen. He had a machine breathing for him. Anyway, on the 9th or 10th of January, they did some more tests and found that he had a chest infection. And then on the 12th of January, they did another test and found that he had pneumonia. And then on the 14th of January, my mum comes home at about 11 o'clock in the morning. And as she always does when she comes back from somewhere, if she's brought something back for me, or she's got something she needs to tell me about something we're going to be doing or watching later, or if we're going to order a takeaway, she shouts me from the bottom of the stairs. She shouts, "Luke," and I say, "Yeah," and I just hear her saying, "Come here." So I go out, see her, and then the next thing I'm faced with is my mum in tears, and the next words I hear are, "He's gone." So that's what this video is. On the 14th of January this year, my granddad passed away. And There may be people who are disappointed that there hasn't been any new content or whatever, but there has been absolutely no way during the period from the 14th onwards, especially, that I could have at all sat here in front of this camera and this computer and play a comedy show and sit here and laugh, because there's many reasons why I just couldn't do it. One, because any laughter that came out of me would be forced and therefore fake, and you guys know I'm not one of these conning American reactors that builds their channel off of reacting to British comedy and culture and pretends to get it and understand it and laugh, pretend to get the humour. I don't do that. I don't fake getting a joke. If I don't get something in a comedy, I point it out. And yeah, so that was one reason why I was not going to make content, because I wasn't going to sit and pretend to have a good time and laugh, because I couldn't laugh. But also because, I mean, come on, do you really think that after that happens, I'm in the mood to do anything apart from, well, I'm just not in the mood to do anything. But yeah, that's what this video is about. I just thought I felt like it was time for me to explain to everybody on YouTube what has been going on. And that is what has happened. My granddad died. Yeah. And I am just, I don't know. I don't know what I am. Really. I don't. It's the first time in my life that I have been without both parents and both grandparents. My grandma, it's the first time that she has been on her own since 1965. So, yeah, 61 years. It was her birthday on the 20th of January, and they got married the day after her birthday. And this year it would have been their 59th anniversary, which was, I'm sure, absolutely awful for her. But yeah, that's what's happened. And then, just to top it off, a few days later, one of my actual cousins, blood cousins, that we all call Uncle Charlie affectionately, died of a heart attack. Just to, you know, top it off, just to get another kick in there for me and my mum. I mean, this is on my mum's side of the family, not my dad or my grandma. I don't know if my grandma knew Charlie, but my dad might have known him. Maybe. But yeah, it's mainly my mum's side. My mum's a McDonald, and he was a McDonald. And his children are my cousins. So yeah, it's blood relative, another blood. So yeah, 2 blood relatives gone within the first 20 days of the year. Happy New Year, you know. So that's it, really. Yeah. I felt I thought that I should make a video just to let you all know what's going on and why I haven't been making content. In case you didn't know already. I mean, the post that I put on Patreon announcing it, I did make it publicly available. It wasn't hidden behind the paywall. And also, Mikey has been making a small announcement in his video intros, but not on every video. So there'll be one or two of you that might have heard about it, but this is the first time that I am publicly announcing it on YouTube. So yeah, I felt like I needed to do this because I know that there's a lot of people that haven't found out yet. They don't know what's going on, and quite frankly, you need to, because I'm sure when you look at the videos, you know, I mean, 4 videos uploaded on the 27th and the 28th, well, between those 2 days, and then nothing until the 30th. Then on the 1st, there was a video, then on the 4th, 6th, and then nothing till the 9th, and then on the 9th and the 10th, then the 12th, and then on the 18th of January, I uploaded a reaction that I made about a week or so before he died. Actually, when he was in hospital, again, I wasn't in the mood to make content, but when I did make the odd video, it did help. But anyway, yeah, that's why I'm sat here making this video, because it's something that you need to know. And going forward, I mean, you know, I do want to come back soon, because I feel like if there's one thing that my granddad would never, ever be responsible for, it would be having any input or contributing towards anything that stopped me from laughing or being happy. Okay? That is what he did. I remember as a kid, I used to spend my weekends at my grandparents' house, and my best friend lived literally just across the path from them. Their back garden had a fence, and then there was a row of houses there and a path, and he lived there. Yeah, I could literally shout him from the back garden fence. And if me and my mate were together and my granddad was in the room, he would just be there making us laugh. Making jokes, making us laugh, never failed. He took me and my mates to football training every Friday night and Sunday morning, took us to all our games, tournaments, even paid my mate subs if he didn't remember to bring his subs money. You know, he did absolutely everything for everybody. He would do anything for anybody that a member of his family knew or called a friend. Yeah. So I think in terms of returning to making content, it's something I'm gonna have to do soon, because that's, as I mentioned, something that he would want. I'm not saying expect it soon, like, don't expect a brand new video tonight, but yeah. Anyway, I think that has achieved everything that I wanted this video to. So that's it now. That's both platforms covered. So to everybody who's been commenting and still been active in the community on YouTube. You know who you are. All the people on the screen now. I don't know how much of this you'll be able to see, but yep, you're all fantastic. And I'll be taking the time to reply to these comments sooner rather than later, don't worry. But there you go. I thought it was just... I don't know why I didn't make this sooner, actually. Because Patreon, well, I have anything that happens that means no content, Patreon have to know immediately, because people pay for that. So they need to know that quickly so they can decide what they're going to do going forward. On YouTube, it's not like that because YouTube's free. But still, yeah. Anyway, it's done now. So there we go. So, in terms of content and when there will be something new coming, because I have got an idea related to this, and I think a lot of you are going to enjoy it because a few of you have mentioned it. But I'm not going to say anything about that because it's not even going to be announced. It's going to be spontaneous if I do decide to do it. In terms of when I come back to recording content again, if I start with it, it's going to be spontaneous, or if I decide to do it at a later time. Anyway, that's all I've got to say. So, thanks everybody for watching, and thanks for the active members in the community for keeping the comments coming. It's been nice reading them all. Yeah, I will hopefully see you all soon. Just keep commenting, and if you go to the community tab, you'll see that there's an offer for Patreon as well. I've put one on. I thought, why not just put a discount on for Patreon for a couple of weeks. Just, as it's there if you want it. So go have a look at that. But yeah, that's all I've got to say. So thanks for your time, and thanks for watching. And you will see me, not soon, but you will see me soonish. I'll try and be back when I can. Okay? So thank you, everybody. And also, huge shout out to Mikey for virtually, at least, being by my side since all of this began. I mean, there hasn't been a day that's gone by that I haven't heard from the guy asking after me how I am. He's been amazing. I mean, he's not here, but he might as well be. He's been fantastic. So shout out to you, Mikey. You're incredible, and I love you to bits. You're amazing. So yeah, make sure you go and show Mikey some gratitude by following his channel and his Patreon if you can, because he's a top lad. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you when I return to making normal content. Thank you, and goodbye.